Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of our September 10-day intensive. Yesterday, we had set an intention about breaking through in our understanding, and the thought had come up like, sometimes our thinking clouds us from seeing who we are. And so we were just about to discuss a little bit about even though our thinking may distract us from knowing who we are, rather than a procedure to somehow manage or handle or cope with or even bulldoze our thinking out of the way so we could remember who we are. What we're especially exploring in this 10-day intensive is knowing that we can't not be who we actually are, that everything else is just different layers of habits of our mind or what have you that temporarily cloud our recognition of that. So the intention is to see that we are that even when we have forgotten that. We are not who we truly are as a result of a process. That's almost a duh statement, but we're not who we are already when we undergo a process to get there. It's just helpful to more and more become saturated with the understanding, a felt understanding that we can never not be that, or that we are always already that. That the only thing preventing it is that because of a long ago laid down habit of thinking, we've solidly bought into the belief of a limited I who is apart from who we truly are, who is vulnerable to circumstances. And even though that conceptual limited I is always changing, we become more seduced into believing that that's who we are, rather than recognizing that that's just a concept within who we always are, which is unlimited. So that's going to be the thing that I'm going to be relentlessly pointing us back to during these 10 days, even at the expense sometimes of delving into interesting content that we might become enamored of. Not saying we can't discuss anything during these intensives, but we're going to be discussing it particularly during these remaining 9 days now through the lens of I am already always only this ever-present existence that is aware of the ever-temporary nature of my content of experience. So is that clear, or does that bring up any questions? Because it's really important to make sure we're on the same page about that. This discussion.
I like how there was a quote the other day on Rupert's site, and he said, mind is the self-coloring activity of awareness. I like how he said that, because I think, in what we're just discussing right here is that, the nature of the mind is, to do its kind of self-coloring activity. And I think that's gonna a lot of the time create ups, maybe difficult feelings, and then, you know, when you factor in what you just said, you know, this 10-day intensive is about, even though the self-coloring mind is kind of off doing its thing, you know, to understand more deeply your nature, somehow has an implication, right?
Can you restate the question again? I'm sorry.
I mean, the last piece of that was to know yourself as you essentially are more and more. That's what our intensive is about.
Right.
Then this, even though this self-coloring mind is active, let's say, then I guess what is, you know, what is the implication of knowing yourself more deeply as your essential need, as you essentially are?
So I have some thoughts about that, but I would imagine since you've been in this experiment for about the same amount of time as me, what implications have you already seen from it?
For me, it's, you know, I get tripped up and caught up with the mind self-coloring activity going on. And ultimately, I really don't take it that seriously. It may appear that I'm taking it seriously in the moment, to myself or other people that are around me, but I think most importantly, when I understand as much as I do, and when that clarity comes, you know, comes, then it's yeah, it's kind of becomes, it doesn't, that self-coloring activity of the mind becomes kind of irrelevant for me. Just, oh, and then it can just pass in a sense, because I didn't give it so much attention and concern and buy into the whole construct and story. And because I realize myself to be more than that. So, and yeah.
Can someone explain to me what that means? My mind, the self-coloring. What does that mean? What do you take it to mean? Anyone?
Okay.
Speak up.
Well, I mean, for me, it's kind of the mind does what it does, you know, and you're not in control. I don't feel in control of it. It's just a kind of a response mechanism based on conditioning. And so, and it's self-coloring, like it's just doing, it's doing its thing uncontrollably.
Right.
That's what it feels like to me.
And often
Yeah,
when
I see color when you, with self-coloring. So if there's a situation that, I don't know, not happy with or whatever, it would color it black or gray, or another situation, it would color the experience, you know, yellow or purple. Is that what? And then your mood changes. Is
you know
that, do I have it all wrong?
no, it's not a right or wrong. It's usually when Rupert is talking about the coloring of experience, he's talking about it in the context of, he always comes back to the metaphor of the movie and the screen upon which you watch the movie. So the screen itself is open and clear, transparent. Maybe it looks white.
Mhm.
But no matter what movie you watch on it, whether it could be a silly commercial, it could be an absurdist comedy, it could be a science fiction film in which the world itself blows up, all kinds of mayhem could go on, or beautiful landscapes could happen. The picture is always changing, and yet the screen itself is completely unimpacted by anything that appears on it. You would essentially be doing the same thing if you watched the screen with no movie playing on it as if you watch it with any kind of movie playing on it. But the movie temporarily colors the screen with all kinds of vivid
Got
things
it.
perceived. So
Okay.
who we are can be likened to this vast infinite screen upon which the entirety of the content of our experience is continually playing. So the mind colors that screen temporarily with, oh, this happened and that meant that, and this happened and she did this and that, and I'm feeling, and all the various different elements of the content of our experience. And while it's happening, it could feel very powerful, be like a really great movie that you totally get caught up in and forget that, oh, it's just pictures happening on a screen.
Got it.
Yeah. So the mind is the
Movie.
realm, so to speak, within which the screen of life is being colored.
Understand. Okay. Thank you.
So what we're continually doing is pointing back to, there's so many different metaphors, obviously, that can do the job, but we're pointing back to the knowing of ourselves as that which is infinite, that which is unimpacted by, and that within which all experience is expressing itself, being known for a time, and dissolving back into. And if I heard Jimmy's accounting of an implication correctly, perhaps another way it could be said is when you have a deeply felt sense that who you are is the space within which your experience is appearing and lingering and disappearing, then along with that comes a dissolving of your previously held beliefs that the stuff that was happening in your experience was actually creating your feelings, creating your suffering, creating anything in your experience. All stuff that happens, we're not saying that stuff doesn't happen, we're not saying that people don't do things, we're not saying that circumstances don't unfold. We're saying that the I who seems to be affected by those things is just a concept. It's just a activity of the mind that has colored your screen with the very real seeming, but actually not real character called me, who's vulnerable to such circumstances. Please ask more if that didn't make any sense or didn't fully make sense.
No, that made sense. Okay. Get it.
Yeah.
I just had an image of, other people, watching that, an audience for that movie or for that play, and it wouldn't be happening, right? Because it's a film. So my point is, if you're in that drama, then other people are just kind of observing it, right? Because it really isn't real for them. It is a film or a play. So all this image came up of like, all of a sudden it was like, well, if you're in that drama, if you're an actor in that film, or you're on the stage, to the audience, it's not really happening. So maybe that doesn't make sense. I don't know. I was trying to get this idea of that you think it's happening to you, but it really isn't. And I'm going to shut up because I can't go any deeper than that right now.
No.
I have to say, these conversations, I feel like I'm not quite getting them, like I don't really understand the concept of like spending time talking about the concept of awareness. And so this one is throwing me as well. It's like,
Okay.
I just can't go deeper on this,
Great.
All right.
Great. No, that's the best thing you could have said. That last part's the best thing you could have said, because in all honesty, fuck the concept. Right now, what is it that's having the experience? I don't get these concepts, or I'm trying to describe it, but I can't even. What is to what is that appearing?
It's appearing to me, Linda.
Okay, tell me, me, Linda.
Me, Linda.
Me,
who
Linda.
is-
Okay, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it's like, I guess I can make a decision to look at it from the view of awareness. Like it's like I get this feeling of behind my eyes, and everything calms down, everything becomes quiet, and I can just observe it, without any, like I can observe myself getting involved in this conversation, but I am in this conversation. I am the one, Linda, who is the one that's engaged in this. Linda is the one that's questioning it. It's not awareness that's questioning this. It's like me, Linda, the person.
That's fabulous. Now I want to, from right
I'm
where
just
you're
saying
at.
this to make me feel good. So I
No,
don't feel stupid.
no. I'm not saying you're fabulous. I'm saying what you said. No. I want to take it from this step that you just clearly said. One more step behind that, because I think in that is a quantum leap. Okay. You said, I have this feeling behind my eyes that I, Linda, am the one observing this. But a feeling behind my eyes is known to something that could conceptualize that as a feeling behind my eyes.
Mhm.
To what is that concept known?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, because
But you know that you know it.
I know that I know it. Yeah, I do
Good.
know that I know it. Yes.
Okay. And because we've confirmed this before, unless things have changed since the last time we talked, without a doubt
Mhm.
that you exist.
Mhm. Mhm.
Your thoughts about existence may be shifting wildly.
Right. Right.
Your experience of emotions may be roller coastering all over the place, but none of that changes the fact that you exist to experience those roller coaster feelings and concepts.
Yep.
This is what we want to go to. This is who you are.
Okay.
Every possible concept you could have, even the concept is I don't understand what the hell they're talking about, is known to this. And what we're going to do in these 9 days is keep pointing back to I am always this. The rest of it is always changing.
Yeah.
But I, who am this, never change, never diminished by anything that's happening. This existence that I know without a doubt that I am is the same thing that I refer to when I say I am.
Mhm.
Or for us Buddhists, this is the Buddha nature that
Mhm.
every other possible feeling state or emotional state arrives within, is made of. Even those things are transforming, this presence that we are
Mhm.
continues to be who we are. Even our physical feelings, our pains, our aches, our itches is all appearing within this.
Yeah.
But this cannot be diminished by any of the content that appears within.
I actually felt my body relax as you were saying that. My shoulders dropped. I didn't feel this, got to get in there and prove my point or like tell them I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was helpful.
And yeah, we don't need a special process to get there.
Mhm.
It's just letting go of all the other concepts about
Mhm.
processes that might be required. When that's let go of, what's left is that which was never been absent.
Yeah.
So I kind of stated it yesterday in this image of, oh, let's start with this acorn of, I have no doubt that I exist. And then have this kind of, if this, by the way, if this metaphor doesn't work for anybody, just throw it right out. But it might have some juice. This acorn of knowing that I exist without a doubt, let that grow into a shoot that breaks through the top layer of soil or sidewalk or pavement. I exist. And the top layer that it's breaking through is just our mind habit to identify with the content of our experience. So for these 9 days, let the oak tree of I know I exist without a doubt burst forth past all of our previous limits of identifying with, oh, I'm mad, or I'm this, or I'm this kind of person, or I'm, or she said, and he, and now I'm, yeah. That's what I was driving at, but I mean,
yeah, no, I get it. Okay, thanks. Just going to turn my air conditioner down. I'm not trying to disappear. Okay.
Nope, no
Coming
worries.
back.
Thanks for the warning. And anybody else or anything that came up for you from hearing that?
I guess and you helped me with this the other day. So I know I exist no matter what. And where does that lie? Where does that originate? Where does it lie? And I think, my thing is I get confused that where is that? Sometimes I associated with it, oh, it's here in me, Jimmy, verse it's because it feels like it's here within me, Jimmy, but here, me, Jimmy, is this thing that is, it can't be in this, it feels like it's here in this body because it is, but it's not limited to in this body.
Right. So can you see that in your attempt to parcel out even a question about this, that all of that is taking place within the realm of concepts and rumination and thinking, and all of that has to be taking place within something right now? What is that in which your conceptualizing is taking place?
I don't really have words for it, although And, even though I don't have words for it, yeah, right, it feels of an, we used the word yesterday that was good, that wasn't infinite, but it feels of an infinite nature. So maybe it's just like a ridiculous thing to like figure out where is its home.
But where is the home of the thing that is having you're thinking about it arising right now? Because if you could tell where that is, that would answer your question.
Where is the home of the thinking?
No, where is, coming back to an old concept, everything that appears has to appear within something. Even if what it appears in is an empty space, then it has to appear within an empty space. So any thought you have about any aspect of your life whatsoever has to be appearing within something. What is that something in which your ruminating is taking place?
Well, that's of the, it just goes forever. It just goes forever.
Oh, okay, so if it goes forever, which is correct, where could that be located then? Where does something that's everywhere where can that be located?
I don't have an answer to that.
Right.
I don't know where that feeling I don't know where that feeling comes from. I don't, I mean, yeah, you're creating a
But you talked about it in the beginning with the mind is coloring the screen.
yeah.
The mind is coloring the screen with a character called the Jimmy who's trying to figure out where all this is located.
Yeah.
You're the actor on the screen going, where am I? Not realizing he's just a character on the screen.
So what do you do with thinking? I mean, or feeling, I guess you just kind of see it for what it is. And it's, because it really, yeah, I mean, you just said the character, the coloring character of Jimmy, it almost feels like something else. I mean, really, how we're putting it and framing it here, because this other thing that it's known by feels like it's not the same. And I know it's made of, but I mean, it really does, because the coloring aspect of this Jimmy mind and all these concepts, and everyone else on this call is, just creating concepts, thinking, feeling, just consistently. And then we're being pointed to this element that knows this, and then what knows that, and knows that, and knows that, and knows that.
Yeah, but I want to be clear when you say we're being pointed to an element that knows this, that this isn't an element that exists apart from us, who's like watching a bunch of mice in a laboratory. What we're coming to know is that all there is that element. And each of us, like a Jimmy version, and a Linda and a Joel and a Stacy and what have you, are just part of the scenery of the single screen that there is. There's not a bunch of solid individuals trying to know this thing that is separate from us, but intimately involved with us.
Right, it just feels like that. I understand you're saying that. It's just, but yeah, that's a really important point, and I think it's one of the things that is the most intriguing or confusing for me.
Yeah.
I found when you were talking about the screen, when you described the screen and then movies that are going on. So I found that on my screen, my screen, I multiple movies are playing
Yes.
at the same time. And sometimes I'm drawn in, right? And, and I found just through listening to this that I must have a built-in something that it was like a really crazy week or so that I've had. I mean, just crazy week. And I said to and I was talking to a friend and I said, what I really need to do, I really just need to just sit and meditate, or I really just need to just clear, clear my mind, or just because the movies, right? So I'm learning, or I know that all these other things are going on, right? And I need to, I don't know if it's step back or erase the board, right? If it's a chalkboard, erase the chalkboard, or step away and just remind myself of I am. And whatever, for me, that means, going for walks, sitting at the beach, just being. So, because life is colored, right? Your experiences and things that come in and out of your life is colored, and it is playing in front of you. And sometimes it's just so much that you need to I just need to say, whoop, stop life.
Right.
Stop. Let's get back to I am. And that was I don't know if that helps, Jimmy. I try not to get lost in the translation, let's say. So I just know when we practice the month thing, we say, oh, look how easy we can just get back there. Like when we did the meditation, look how easy we can just get back to that spot. I know that I need the reminder, I am needs to be reminded to do that, because that's just all the other stuff is just, like movies without sound.
So I know she name checked you, Jimmy, and if you want to say something, that's fine. I have some thoughts I want to come back to, but do you want to?
No, go right ahead.
Okay. So first of all, there's nothing wrong with doing something to feel better or to clear your head or whatever. And never can suggest that we shouldn't do those things. But most of the world is oriented toward continual activity to do those things in order to have a temporary different feeling state than one that seems unbearable or unpreferable. And so most people are just in a cycle of suffering and relief and suffering and relief, and then builds up again and do something to relieve it. Up,
Right.
so relieve it.
Right.
So what we're coming to see as an implication of this understanding is while we could happily pursue feeling good as much as we like, we're also having a deeper and deeper felt understanding that no matter what feeling state is present, we're still that unlimited peace within which it is happening. You mentioned like a chalkboard, should I need to erase the chalkboard? Well, you could write anything on a chalkboard. The teacher could write her name, good morning class. The teacher could write a math equation, 2 + 2 = 4, or that she could write 2 + 2 = 5, but the chalkboard itself doesn't care. And then kids could, during a break, write swear words on the chalkboard. Now, people looking at it might have all kinds of feelings, but the chalkboard doesn't need to be cleared in order to feel better. The chalkboard is just the ever-present arena in which anything can be written on. So do all those meditations and head clearing walks to your heart's content. But going forward, how much better is it to know that, oh, even if I don't do those, everything that's appearing is already within that peace that I thought I could only get from clearing my head or going on a walk or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
A gentle reminder.
yeah. So the gentle reminder we've been building that, so glad we did the previous 2 months, the full month and the 10 days. And now it's like, that was all wonderful, softening the ground to understand an even more simple thing. The gentle reminder is, I exist. I have no doubt that I exist. And this existence is aware. Everything else that it's aware of is impermanent. The only thing is that I exist and I'm aware. I am that chalkboard that anything can be written on. I am that movie screen that any movie can be played on. And for these 10 days, I want to keep pushing us back to that. When we get lost in concepts, I'm going to keep asking you, but what is it that you are within which this mentation is taking place? Because whether you find the wording to make a concept clear, what's going to stay with you is the knowing of the being that you are within which all your thinking and feeling was taking place.
Yes.
There is no better future that you are living an inferior life now because you're not at that place. There is no meditation or prayer process that you have to walk in order to get to something that's missing from you right now. You should only do those out of the love of who you already are. Going forward with the opportunity to do anything we want in life, just for the love of that being a place where we express our being that we already know is happiness. Most people are still trying to extract extra or some happiness out of the circumstance or the relationship or the activity no, we're finding out, oh no, we've never been lacking any of it. And now with that knowledge, let's express that in the world and the things that our particular mind is attracted to or wanting to do. We're free from the tyranny of needed unfolding, of needed outcome. we live in the world more from a consistent security that can't be damaged. Yes, things can happen to our bodies. Yes, things can happen in the physical world, but nothing can happen to the essential being of who we are.
Yes. Okay.
Is this clear to you other guys on here? Does it bring anything up, or?
Let's meditate.
That's what we've been doing the whole time.
Go Janice.
Looked like you were trying to.
Yeah, I'm lost. I am lost. I don't
Great.
know why I feel like this. The concepts, if I don't have concepts, I'm like feeling like I'm going down the rabbit hole because I can't reason without them. I don't know. That's just fluff. I know that, but okay, for instance, Stacy said something about wiping the board clean. And I thought that was brilliant. I really like that idea. Only because you're talking about, to me, it's like these ideas are great, but when you're faced with something, you must provide, what do you call that? Responsibilities. Like, for instance, I'm going into a classroom this week and I'm going to be teaching some stuff. And I am thinking of, hello, the chalkboard. I haven't done this for a while, and it's just a little side thing I'm doing because I qualified for it. But I'm petrified. It's like, going to these, I'm not sure if they're going to send me to an elementary school, to a high school, to a middle school. If the kids, I hear these horror stories of kids writing da 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 on them, and you end up in the, my mind is full of all this trauma already, and I haven't even shown up yet. And so you're saying being free from the tyranny of all of this stuff, but you have to. That's why I'm feeling like, I'm like, this is going to be a struggle for me. I know it, and I just need to just like strengthen that part of myself for this particular thing. That's what I'm thinking about. It's like I'm feeling lost in the whole idea, so I didn't want to think about it. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
First of all, don't be sorry, and for the rest of the 9 days, every time you feel this way, or you're feeling lost, or whatever we're saying is in conflict with understanding, please speak up like you just did. It's vital to our discussion that you do that, and then anybody else do that. So
Only feeling lost in going out into the world like that, in these new ventures. I am not lost when I'm meditating, when I'm.
no, I get that.
It's that whole thing of out into the world and these situations and the chalkboard and all of it is just like freaking me out.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at today. I'm sorry.
And first of all, right here, right now, you're not out in the world. You're just right here, right now, in front of your screen in this conversation, right? You can leave your mic open so we can talk. You're not. It's not Monday. It's not even a minute from now. It's just now, and you're in front of the screen. So all the feelings, totally understandable, are twist tied to thoughts about how things may or may not go, but none of that's happening right now. You're just thinking and feeling right now, right? Right now, right here, right now, you're having thoughts and feelings. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. So when whatever was it what day are you going to the things? Whatever the day is it?
Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not
So-
sure yet.
Okay. So whenever it's Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever's happening then will be happening right now. The calendar will change, but right now will just continue to be right now.
Yeah.
Any,
yeah.
okay, that's,
Sure.
okay.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
So right now, do you have any doubt that you exist right now?
Absolutely not. No.
Absolutely not. Okay, so this
No.
this existence that you have no doubt about is aware of a lot of thoughts about next Tuesday or Wednesday, and there are some feelings with it. But this existence right now is just aware of those things. And there's another idea attached to it. I'm freaked out about those things. All of that is taking place that your existence right now is aware of. But that existence is going to be contiguous. The existence has been unbroken, but your thoughts and your feelings that you're having right now are visitors at this moment. They weren't here always, and they're not going to be here always, and they're not going to remain at the same intensity. But the I am, I exist, I am aware is permanent. Tell me about the quality of the I exist, I am that knows these freak out thoughts and feelings.
The quality is calm, is solid. I mean, I think it's solid. You know, I mean,
Well, you don't have to think about it. Do you know it to be solid? Do you know it to be anything other than solid?
but yeah, no.
Okay.
No, it's,
So right now you could see that that's what's behind even a temporary cluster of thoughts and emotions with the label I'm freaking out about this. That's all happening within a no doubt existence that's peaceful and calm.
right. It is happening, but it's real, but they're real. It's,
You're having a real
Yeah.
knowing of those feelings,
yeah,
but those feelings are going to change, but the knowing of them is not.
right.
Yeah.
Right. That's correct. Yeah, right.
Yeah. 10 minutes from now, the doorbell could ring, or you could remember something on TV that you want to watch, or you might get a hunger pang and go to the refrigerator, and the I am that knows those things will be present with those thoughts and impulses, and your freak out thoughts and things will be gone for a moment. But the piece that knows whatever comes next is just gonna,
Well, it's familiar, it's open, it's there, you know, to draw upon always. But
yeah.
sometimes you don't have that. I guess, you know, you just do it. You just,
So
it'll be
sometimes,
maybe, yeah,
sometimes the cloud of the feelings and thoughts obscure your view of that.
I
But
know
it-
that, yeah.
But it can't be gone. The cloud for sure will be.
Oh, yeah, no, that's helpful. The cloud will be gone. I'll have to remember that. I'll just have to, yeah, it'll be interesting.
In
Yeah,
these 5 minutes of talking, have you noticed any?
More of
Shift,
a, like the understanding, yeah, the understanding, not thinking about it, being with the presence, being with the I am. I exist.
And-
This is the situation now is good, and hopefully it'll continue.
Well,
but
wait, come back. So now is good.
That was good. That was
Yeah,
good.
okay, so Janice,
Yeah.
is it ever not now?
With me it is, yeah. but it is not. Yeah, no, it's now, of course. I just have to,
So not now is good, and it is never not now.
if you say so, Bill.
Well, if I get to, if it's on me, then it's easy because I grant that.
Yeah,
But how could it not be not? How could it not be now?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, is it even possible?
No.
So we're gonna keep basking in that. It is always now, and now has no descriptive qualities to it. It's open, empty, and at peace. And that open, empty, at peace can contain feelings that our concept might apply the label freak out at times. But we are not freaked out. We are just that within which thoughts and feelings are appearing that we previously used to believe we were freaked out when they happened.
Yeah, that was kind of a unusual. I wasn't expecting to feel that today. You know, it just kind of arose, and I didn't know where it was going to go. But it was just what
if
you
you
were
could-
talking about was bringing that up to me when you were talking about free from the tyranny. I'm thinking, oh no, there's no
No,
way I'm free. I don't feel free.
Right, and I'm not suggesting that you do an activity to become free from it. I'm pointing you back to the idea that it is happening within which is already always free. So even your freakiest freaked out freakness is just very thick steam
Oh, yes.
appearing in an unlimited sauna that isn't affected by the steam.
Got it. Yes, yes, correct. Yeah.
Keep asking when these come up. This is what my envisioning for these 10 days is let's get right to the heart of it, and let's go right through the illusion to the remembering of who we always are. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a few more minutes. Anybody else? Any questions, realizations, pushback, arguments?
Just that now always changes. Because it was now, like a second ago, but now it's now. And then it's going to change to now, which is
Well-
the second later. So
well-
you're always living in now. You're always living in now.
Yeah, what's always changing is the content of now. But if now is changing, and there would be a clear demarcation. Oh, that last now ended. I heard the bell, and now the new now just. Oh wait, oh no, another new. then where would the space between each now actually exist? There is none.
There's none.
There's only just now, and all these sights, the sounds, the smells, the thoughts, the feelings are changing.
There-
But
so there
now
is no-
itself is all now.
There is no Tuesday or Wednesday. It's now.
Other than it's just a concept.
Right.
It's a useful concept for organizing the activities of human minds, which see the all of everything through limited filters. So
Right.
so we can make use of the practicality of these devices without having a solid belief in their reality.
Yes.
And it's that solid belief in their reality that causes a lot of suffering for people because there's a future we're aiming toward. If we don't do it right, we're screwed. We blew life. Well, we did it wrong. We're oh. No, you've only ever lived life here and now, always. And here and now is unlimited. Nothing is required. It's all elective.
Yeah.
So we can stop living on this deferred happiness program. Oh, I'm going to be happy when, if, whatever. No, know yourself as made of the happiness and peace that you seek. And now live in the world that way and bring that to all of your activities and your relationships with people and all you do. Bring it to all your freakouts, bring it to all your conflicts with other people.
Mm.
You guys
good.
are awesome. Well, we'll
Thank
be
you.
here eight more days at the same time, same station when you're able to find it. And I'm also recording them. So I think we're saying some good stuff. Yesterday had some good stuff in it. If you haven't seen the video, and we're here, make use of it.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody. See you very soon.
You too. Bye.